Hey guys, what is up? MK Gaming here. So today we are flying out the Lavochkin L7 and I'm flying today with one of my squad mates, Brian. We are currently fighting the Allied forces. As you can see right now, one P61 is down. I'm currently approaching this Red Wing Mustang, which will be the bane to my existence later on in this match. Well, first off, I really like this plane actually. It's not a bad Russian plane. In my opinion, you should probably bring it up to maybe 4,000 meters and try to boom and zoom whatever is below you. The plane has good energy retention. It's got good armaments. Although two 20mm Shavak guns, it's still nonetheless Russian cannon guns, which are undoubtedly one of the best in the game due to its high fire rate. And I immediately see this Mustang engaging this Lavochkin 7. I notify Brian about it. Brian says he's following me right behind. He does let me know that there is a Spitfire on my left. I moved slightly to turn to anticipate the Mustang, and this is where problems start to happen for me. I lead just a little bit too long and too little. Boom. He gets a good hit on my wing. Now I immediately know that I need to RTB if I want to be effective. As you can see, there's a big hole on my central fuselage. And then I come across this Spitfire. This is a little bit strange though, because this Spitfire would be... You would notice something strange. Now the Mustang is currently being engaged by my squad mates. Hopefully the Mustang will bugger off. Brian is doing a good job at keeping him at bay. I am, however, flying over the secondary base. I'm not planning to land over there because the AA is not particularly strong. But I do also need to engage this Spitfire because he seems to be engaging some of my squad mates. Look at that hole. That is a big hole. Now, the Spitfire turns and I think maybe I should engage this guy first before I move back to base. And I thought to myself, alright, let's do the dance. So the plane, as you can see, is badly damaged. It shouldn't be maneuvering good, but somehow rather I am keeping up with the Mark 9 Spitfire F. I don't know what exactly was happening at this particular point. I don't know how I was keeping at the Spitfire 6 with that gigantic hole on my wing. It just was shocking to me, really. Now as you can see, the secondary, the forward base isn't very strong. The AA is just not doing its job. I am trying to get a good lead on the Spitfire. The Lavochkin 7 passes him. I get a good hit but nothing severe. He is engaging the Lavochkin 7. I have to move in quick, get in another hit. At this point in time I was wondering what is wrong with this game. Now I quickly turn to engage the Spitfire. He is down on the deck, which is all the better for me. As you can see, he just lost something on his tail, probably the ailerons, and then his right wing goes off. This was a very strange game because my plane can barely maneuver. It's listing a little bit towards the right, and somewhere or other I'm able to dogfight a Spitfire at low altitude, even though the Spitfire was perfectly fine. Now after this I immediately point the plane back to base and I immediately go to land. And I notice that there's no other planes over at the forward base, so I decide, alright, I'll probably just land over here. And yeah, now after I have taken off, landed, rearmed and refueled, my plane's now perfectly fine. There's no gigantic holes where rats could live in. I see three planes right now, P61, a Typhoon and a Spitfire. Now these three planes right now are currently engaging our three allied teammates who are in a disadvantage due to the altitude that currently they are at. The P61 is a very dangerous plane at high altitude due to its boom and zoom capabilities. The Typhoon is made for this kind of fight. The P63, however, on our team is a high altitude fighter. However, he is at a severe disadvantage. Now one thing to note, when you're fighting Spitfires, try to bait them to dive towards you. Their frames can't handle high speeds and their wings will normally just shear off. Now a quick update, I was spending some time climbing towards the side and the P61 was engaged by the LA-7. There's a Spitfire on my right And I know that there's a typhoon in the clouds, as you can see at that dot over there. I was, however, waiting to see what the Spitfire would do. He just seems to be going away. So I told myself, alright, time to engage the typhoon. But then I noticed that the Spitfire turns to come towards me. And I'm ready for this one. Now we engage a brief head-on for this. I was trying to lead. Now very lucky that he just sparked off my wing. I should have pulled out, and until I realized that it was a Mark 5C. If you guys seen my earlier videos, this plane is a very good plane. It completely dominated against the Japanese forces. I got an ace in a day. So I knew not to underestimate this plane. Now this Spitfire is much more better at turning as compared to my plane. And I was beginning to wonder, maybe my plane should be badly damaged before it can actually do something. And so what I did was I put my plane in a downward spiral. I threw off my throttle and I started to do loops around him. Now he can't get an aim over me, but what I am doing is right now is I'm flying over the AA base. And the AA base will start to shoot him and damage him if they do land a hit. Now this Spitfire does realize what I am doing and he buggers off. However, because at a low altitude he's burnt off all his energy, my Lavochkin can easily catch up with him. I do realize there's a typhoon behind me. My friendly Lavochkin 7 tries to go for a kill, doesn't get it. Second Lavochkin comes in, doesn't get it. Now I'm moving closer towards the Spitfire Mark 5. I got a hit and a pilot knockout. Then I realized that the other plane is high above. I start to put my plane in a vertical. I don't want to lose too much energy, just gain enough altitude. And then after that I leveled out the plane, keeping an eye out on that typhoon and my surroundings. I do realize that Red Wing on the previous Mustang, who badly damaged my plane, is still alive. The typhoon, however, does a mistake. He dives down immediately, but I cannot blame him. He has a Lavochkin 7 on his 6. I do put the plane on a vertical again, careful not to stall out too much because the typhoon could have an advantage. Level out my plane. Couldn't get the lead just enough. Now I know the typhoon was expecting me to follow him on a loop. I didn't give it to him. I just maintained altitude and level flight to get my speed up. The typhoon turns back down. 2 Lavochkin 7s are engaging him. I do turn up towards him and then the Lavochkin 7 gets a good pilot knockout. So all this said, after this fight I realized that there is still one more enemy or 2 more enemies. At this time I wasn't too sure, but I guess there was still one more enemy and we decided to go for a hunt. And there is the last enemy, the Red Wing Mustang. Oh, sorry guys, I am enjoying the cockpit view of this plane. I just wanted to test out my latest capture card. And I know this can be a little bit disorientating. Do mind me, I was a little bit cuckoo at this particular point. Now I wanted blood for this guy because this guy damaged my plane earlier and he was going up for one of my squad mates, which is Norbert, and I have to protect him. But the Mustang does something very stupid actually. I wouldn't say stupid actually, he just, I guess, wasn't paying attention to his surroundings. He didn't see me coming and I was coming in really fast, 600 kilometers per hour. I put up the plane in a vertical. And he's gone. There is no way that Mustang survived. Popped up the victory smoke and then the game was done. Now guys, let's go over to the scoreboard. As you can see over here, I basically got second place in the team with 3 kills. My squad mate Brian didn't exactly do much in this game. He did die earlier, but it's okay. Let's go over to the result screen. Basically, I am currently researching the Tupolev 4. It is one of the planes that I really want to test out and see how biased is it. I do actually want to check out the Tupolev 4. I heard it's a very biased plane, Russian bias as they call it. But yeah, anyways guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more videos in the future. I will be covering more planes from War Thunder in the near future. Till then guys, peace out. I'm out.